Mr. President, thank you for seeing me. Yes, Mr. President, it's an honor being here. Sorry, I'm still a bit blown away. Yes, Mr. President, I'll tell you about yesterday night. It was cold. It was cold enough that the windows in the Situation Room fogged over from our breath. I remember that because someone, I think it was the Secretary of Defense, kept wiping his sleeve over the glass, trying to see the clock on the wall. It's funny what you notice when you think you've only got a few minutes left to live. I was the youngest in the room, 34, a negotiator, not a soldier. I trained for debates, not disasters. And yet there I was, sitting across from men who'd seen more than wars. All of us staring at him on the phone. The call came just after 2 a.m. An automated system had detected multiple inbound launches. They said we had 6 minutes to confirm. 6 minutes to decide if humanity kept going or not. At first everyone moved like they'd rehearsed it. Orders, codes, confirmations. But then someone, I think it was the Chief of Staff, whispered, "Are we sure it's not a glitch?" And suddenly, that room stopped breathing. We train for clarity, but no one tells you how loud silence feels when the numbers stop making sense. Every screen had said the same thing. Impact in 5 minutes, 52 seconds, then 49, and 43. I remember my hands shaking. Not from fear exactly, from disbelief. How can something that big, something that final, happen because of a computer screen? Mr. President, you were not in the room yet. We were the first line, the ones who confirm before the call goes to him. And someone said, I don't even remember who, if this is real and we don't respond, we lose the country. And that was it. The sentence that split the world in two. Because half of the table nodded, and the other half just stared at their hands. We reached the 3-minute mark when the call came in from the other side. It was their foreign minister, a direct line, one that hadn't rung in decades. He was shouting, but the translator, she couldn't keep up. All I heard was panic, and somewhere in that noise I caught one word: error. We froze. You could hear the fluorescent lights buzzing. Someone said, "What kind of error?" No one answered. At 1 minute, Mr. President, you walked in. No ceremony, no introduction, just that look. That look that made me realize why I picked you, Mr. President. You said, "Talk to me." And I told you everything I knew, which in that moment wasn't much. We had 30 seconds. 30 seconds to decide if we'd fire back or wait to die. And I remember I could barely hear my own heartbeat over the ticking of that clock. It wasn't even dramatic, just a clock. counting down the possible end of the world. Then the radar blinked. The trajectories vanished, just gone. The technician screamed. It was a malfunction. Satellite. No launches, no missiles, nothing. And nobody moved. For a full minute, the most powerful people on earth just sat there. No one cried, no one cheered, just silence, like the air itself was trying to recover. You'd think it'd be the end of it, but it wasn't, because what came next was worse, truly. Mr. President, you told me to get on the phone with the foreign minister, and when I did, the man was weeping. He said their system had detected our launches too, Phantom missiles. We were one confirmation away from firing at one another, based on shadows. That's when I learned something no textbook ever taught me, Mr. President. The line between peace and annihilation isn't courage or technology, it's patience. It's the second you wait before reacting. You know where I'm going to remember the most about that night, Mr. President? Not the codes, not the chaos, the coffee. It tasted burnt, like metal. But we kept drinking it, because it kept our hands busy, because we needed to believe there'd be another morning to drink it in. When dawn came, we walked out of that room and pretended nothing had happened. Reporters smiled, politicians shook hands, and the world went on turn. But I've never stopped hearing that talk. Every time someone mentions deterrence or balance of power, I think about that one single word: error. And how close that word came to rewriting human history. You wanted the truth, sir, that is the truth. The world didn't survive that night because of brilliance or bravery. It survived because of hesitation, because someone, somewhere chose to win. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. President, it's been a really long night. I think I'll get some sleep.